So what we want to do here is to work out the area and perimeter of the rectangle shown. Now remember, the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal in length, which means that this must be 10 centimetres as well, and this must be 4 centimetres. So we'll work out the perimeter first of all. Perimeter is when we add all the lengths of the sides together, so that's 2 lots of 10 and 2 lots of 4. That gives us 20 plus 8, 28 centimetres. Now the area is found by multiplying the length and the breadth. Nice simple formula to remember, so it's 10 times 4, and that's 40 centimetres squared. Example 2. So these marks mean that all 4 sides are the same length, which means that we have a square. Now if this length is 8 metres, the perimeter of the square then is 4 lots of 8, which is 32 metres. And the area of the square, we use the same formula for the area of a square as we do for the area of a rectangle. It's going to be 8 times 8. Because the length and the breadth are the same, so that's 64 metres squared. Example 3. What we have here is a right angled triangle, and we want to work out the area of this shape. Now the formula for the area of a right angled triangle is a half of the base times the height. So if we say that this is 22 centimetres and this is 8 centimetres, it doesn't matter whether we multiply 22 by 8 or 8 by 22. So we'll take the 22 as the base and the 8 as the height. Now remember, the base and the height must be at 90 degrees to one another. So 1/2 of 22 times 8. We can do this part of the calculation first. 1/2 of 22, that gives us 11 times 8, and 11 times 8 is 88 centimetres squared. Example 4, what we're going to do, this will be the last example, well perhaps not. What we're going to do here is to work out the circumference and the area of a circle. This is something that you did quite recently. So this length here, which is the diameter of the circle, the distance across the circle through its centre at its widest point, is 30 millimetres. Now, so the diameter is 30 millimetres, and that means that the radius, which is the diameter divided by 2, is 30 over 2, which is 15 millimetres. Now the circumference, we talk about the circumference of a circle, not the perimeter. Circumference is given by the formula pi d or 2 pi r. You can use either one of those. So it's pi times, the diameter is 30. Now this is a calculator question. 30 times 3.14 gives us 94.2 millimetres. And the area of the circle is given by the formula pi r squared. So it's pi times, well, we know that the radius is 15. And 225 times pi then gives us 706.86 millimetres squared. So example 5, final example. I want to work out the shaded area. What we have here is a rectangle with a semicircular gap. So the area of the rectangle is nice and simple. That's length times breadth. And that's 12 times 18. Now 10 times 18 is 180. 2 times 18 is 36. So that gives us 216 millimetres squared. The formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. Now this number here, that's the diameter of the circle, that's the distance from one side of the circle, or the semicircle, to the other, through the centre. That's the widest point. So the diameter is 10, and the radius is the diameter over 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5 millimetres. So pi times 5 squared gives us 75.78.54 millimetres squared. That's for a full circle. So if we divide that by 2, 39.23 millimetres squared. And to work out the shaded area, it's 216 minus 39.23, and that gives us 176.73.